Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone. We are from group 5. Before I start our presentation, I'd like to thank to Mem Yeti for giving us opportunity to present the result of our discussion about narrative text. So before we jump to the first material, I'd like to introduce my group member. So I'm Dinda Kusmawati as the moderator for today.
I am Vio Prasetya.
I'm Najwa Nivia Kasantia.
And my name is Lutinoval.
Okay, so the first material will be presented by Lutfi. You can start now. Time is yours.
Okay, thanks, Dinda. I will explain about the definition of narrative text. Simply, but a narrative text is a type of the text that tells a story or describes a sequence of events. The purpose of a narrative text is to entertain or inform the reader by presenting a series of events coherently and tangentially. Okay, and the purpose of the narrative text. The purpose of the narrative text is to amuse or to entertain the reader with a story. The social function. The purpose of a narrative text is to tell a story or recount a series of events in an engaging and entertaining way for the reader. Some narrative texts may also have didactic or instructive purpose, such as teaching moral lessons or sharing information about historical events or specific cultural traditions. And yes, narrative texts also have social functions, which include entertaining, providing information, and of course, educating the reader. Okay, maybe just that for me, Dinda. It's back to you, Dinda.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much, Lutfi. The next material will be presented by Phil. Time is yours.
Okay, thank you. Number C is generic structures of narrative. First is orientation. I'm sorry. Orientation sets the stage for the story. Ideally, the orientation should answer the question who, where, and when. So, when reading the orientation part, we should be able to identify the character and setting, both time and place of the story. Next. Second is complication. This section contains the problems that occur within a story. It is divided into 3 parts, namely, rising action, problem begin to emerge. Next, climax, peak of the problem. And last is falling action. The tension of the problem begins to decrease and the solution starts to emerge. Third is resolution. The problem, the crisis, is resolved either in a happy ending or in a sad or tragic ending. Fourth is reorientation or coda. This is a closing remark to the story and it is optional. It consists a moral lesson, advice, or teaching from the writer. Next. Maybe that's it for me. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Phil. So the next material is about types of narrative text will be presented by Najwa. You can start now.
Okay, Dinda. Types of narration text. The first one is fictional narrative. A fictional narrative is a story that is not based on a real event or real people. It can be novel, short story, fable, or fairy tale. Next is autobiography. An autobiography is a narrative text that tells the life story of the author, written from a first-person perspective. Next. Next is biography. A biography is narrative text that tells the life story of someone other than the author, written from a third-person perspective. And memoir. A memoir is a narrative text that focuses on particular period of event in the author's life, often written from a first-person perspective. And next is legend. A legend is kind of folklore. It's a traditional story that has been passed on for generations. It's often explain the origin of particular culture of society. And that's it.
Okay, thank you so much, Najwa. So the last material is about what are the characteristics of narrative text or the grammatical features. I'll explain for you. The first is using past tense. Narrative text often contain past tense because they typically recount events or stories that have already occurred. Using the past tense helps to create a sense of time and sequence, which enables to read the follow the plot and understand the progression of events. Here's an example. Once upon a time, in a small village, there lived a kind, generous old man. One day, as he was walking through the forest, he stumbled up a giant squash. Amazed, he inched closer. In this example, the use of past tense such as lived, was walking, stumbled, amazed, and inched is used to describe past events. Next. The second is using adverbial of time. Narrative texts often use adverbials of time to provide a clear structure and sense of progression to the story. Here's an example. Early one morning, Sarah decided to go for a jog in the park. As she jogged, the sun began to rise, casting a golden glow over the trees. Later that day, she met her friends for lunch and shared more adventures with them. In this example, adverbials of time such as early one morning, as she jogged, and later that day are used to provide context and indicate the sequence of events, helping the reader understand when each action took place. Next, Lutfi. Okay, the third one is using adjectives. Adjectives are words that describe or modify nouns, or put it simply, an adjective are words that give more information about a noun, such as its color, shape, size, characteristic, and etc. In narrative text, adjectives help create a more detailed and vivid story. Example: the brave knight entered the dark, mysterious forest, ready to face any challenges that lay ahead. In this example, the adjective brave, dark, and mysterious add depth to the description, giving the reader a clearer sense of the knight's personality and the atmosphere of the forest. Next is using noun phrase. A noun phrase is a group of words that contains a noun along with any accompanying modifiers, such as adjective, adverbs, or other nouns that provide more information about the main noun. Noun phrase help create detailed and vivid description in stories. For example, the bright morning sun casts a golden glow on the calm waters of the lake, creating breathtaking view. In this example, the noun phrase are the bright morning sun. Phrases provide more detailed descriptions, with the bright morning sun referring to the sun with equal appearance. Next. Okay, guys. That's all for us. Thank you for watching this presentation video. If you have any question, you can send it on the e-learning. And thank you. Thank you for us. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Punya aku